Hello, you beautiful people. I think all of us know that we're going through a pretty big leak drought right now, which is honestly kind of common before a big patch or region's release in almost all the gacha games out there, especially Genshin and Wuthering Waves or even Zenless Zero. Now, in this video, I'll mainly go over possibly some of the biggest news we've ever received in relation to future stuff, and it's directly related to our upcoming planet Edo Star. Let me preface this info by saying that it's quite layered and actually might be a result of some IRL, or you can say real-life conflicts, but let's not get ahead of ourselves for now. All in all, today I'll be talking about the possibility of Edo Star being completely cancelled as a region or potentially even remade. Also, just keep in mind the usual disclaimer that everything which I mention in this video is taken from various sources, and it can be changed at any point of time as it's not set in stone, so take all this info with a grain of salt. With that being said, let's begin without wasting any more of your time or energy. Okay, starting off, this morning for me or evening for you, depending on your time zone, because for legal reasons, I don't know where you live. We got news from a fairly reliable source that we will not be going to Benzai Tengoku as our next station in HSR after we leave Amphireus. Now, I'm fairly confident you're just confused at what this has to do with Edo Star itself, but if you're a lore head like me, you'd know that this location is a place in Edo Star, specifically the one we were planning to go in our next Trailblaze mission. This info is honestly really sudden and confusing at the same time, but as stated in the leak itself, it may as well be for political reasons. If you've been watching and keeping up with my videos, you already know that Edo Star is a Japanese-themed planet with heavy inspiration from Tokyo, and the characters from there will take heavy inspiration from this Japanese theme too. However though, due to recent events IRL or in the real world, Japan and China aren't on the best of terms at the moment. So, as we know, the Chinese government and Hoyoverse have some history with past censorships and even the situation where they were forced to buff this guy to look better. So it's not too surprising that releasing a Japanese-themed planet for one of the biggest Chinese games of all time wouldn't be a great look at all. So now you're probably thinking that Edo Star might be cancelled as a whole, right? Well, no, not really. There is some more context and development to this story. Basically, after around an hour of us receiving the first news, we did get an extension to this original info. Now, this info gives us some better detailing on what will be actually happening in the future in regards to Edo Star, and it says that we will still be going there after all. It will still be the territory of elation, and still have the same general story structure and all that. Okay, at this point you're probably wondering what even changed then, right? So, the thing is, the planet itself may be changed severely and have its entire connection to Japan and Japanese culture as a whole be greatly reduced to not resemble it at all. I can guess this may include things like character design, names, and even locations may have to be completely redesigned, and considering it's on such short notice, I'm questioning how they'll manage to do it all without things seeming rushed. Honestly, it is what it is, and it's not like we can really do anything about this situation, but one thing that's good is that the planet won't be completely cancelled. I do wonder, though, if they will directly change the 4.0 character designs or not, as our first two Edo Star characters are likely to be extremely Japanese-inspired, especially Sparkle, as she's most popular and well-known in Japan. I mean, I expected her to be full of imagery and references to Japanese culture, but this current info does directly say that characters will be affected and it's only a few weeks till her reveal. So we'll see if they do end up changing parts of her design. Well, there you go. That's the latest info that we got related to Edo Star possibly being cancelled or reworked. Overall, I know this news isn't really lengthy, but you can see that this info is really important to the future of the game, as I've seen lots of people be extremely excited about Edo Star for being Japanese-themed. Like, for a whole planet to be changed this drastically doesn't sound amazing at all, but I am still curious to see how big this impact will be, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated if this escalates, because as much as we all love Amphireus, I don't know if I'd be willing to stay here for another year if Edo Star gets cancelled after all. Also, if you ended up watching until the end, you might want to consider subscribing as well. With that being said, I just want to say I love y'all and I will see you in another one.